Hey, it's iEmpire here with volume 25 of Nintendo Switch Hidden Gems. Hope you like the selection of games we got today. And if you find any games based on this video, if you could throw me a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. So our first game is an action platformer, 8-bit style pixel art called Celeste. And in this game, you play as a young explorer named Madeline, and she's determined to climb a mountain. And the mountain is called Celeste. So the mountain, though, isn't just a physical challenge. It also represents the mental challenges that she has, which are anxiety and depression. And you'll find that in other aspects of the game. There's other characters in the game that she'll meet, and they represent not just a physical thing, but also a mental. So it's a really nice message in the game that you'll find. Um, Starts off as a pretty basic platformer, but adds a lot of mechanics and abilities into the game that make it pretty quickly become a challenging platformer. You may fail, well, you're going to fail at the game several times, but it has a lot of checkpoints and really fast restarts. Lots of collectibles in the game, they're a lot of fun to get, and they make it challenging. It's in secret areas or areas that are difficult to get to, but it makes it a lot of fun and satisfying when you get them. Really great level design, the artwork in it, the animation's all really well done. The only thing that I found annoying in the game is it has like Banjo-Kazooie kind of voices in it. Like I'd rather just not, voice act it or just keep them silent. The keys to the game though, there's just really just timing, patience, practice, and quick reflexes are really what the keys to the game are. But there's a lot of difficulty settings in the game um, that you can make it pretty accessible to almost any player. It's challenging, but with the difficulty options, it makes it more accessible to like younger players. But it's definitely one of the best platformers I've ever played. So let's check out the trailer for Celeste. This game is called Pressure Overdrive, and this is a vehicle-based shmup. It takes about 3 to 5 hours to complete, and it's got 33 levels in it. Really colorful cartoon-style graphics. It's just really fun areas to play in. And the main hook of the game is the pressure system that you've got to manage. So the pressure is used for your speed and also for firing your weapons. So basically, you can't go rocketing down the tracks, constantly hit and boost and firing your weapon, or you're not going to have any speed at all, and you're not going to be able to fire your weapon. But you are rewarded pressure by defeating enemies. There's lots of upgrades in the game that you'll get for your weapons, your weapon speed, different offensive and defensive abilities of your vehicle, and even like the amount of pressure that you can hold for your vehicle. There's an endless mode in the game where you just keep going as far as you can in the game, and then at the end of a stage, like the slot machine spits out your upgrades. So there's 3 different main areas in the game to race in. Nice challenging boss fights in the game. And I just found it really fun, addictive gameplay. It's just fun to rocket down the tracks, take out enemies. You can play it solo or co-op. And it's definitely a lot of fun to play in co-op as well. So let's check out the trailer for Pressure Overdrive. All right, our next game is a collection of 3 titles from prior generations, and that's the Oddworld collection. So it's 3 complete games on the one cartridge, and all the games have various HD updates or updates to resolution and frames per second. Um, Nice selection of games here. You've got a 2D puzzle platformer, a 3D puzzle platformer, and a first-person shooter. So the first game is Oddworld New and Tasty. That was a PS1 release. You control Abe. Abe is a great hero. He's really funny, lots of great humor in the game, and he's trying to save his race from being used as a food source. And then the second game, Munch is Odyssey. Munch is like an amphibious type creature, and his race is being used as experiments, as well as these little creatures that you use called fuzzles. And it also has Abe in the game. And this is a 3D world puzzle platformer. Tons of fun. It introduces a lot of new gameplay mechanics and ideas, and brings in all that great Oddworld humor into it. And then the last game, Stranger's Wrath, you play as a bounty hunter, and I said first person shooter, sorry, it's a third person shooter. And he uses a crossbow and he uses they call live ammunition. There's 8 different creatures, live creatures that you use that you can fire with your crossbow. Like they can one will like throw a spider web to like tangle up enemies. It can be used as like a sound decoy, or these things with nasty teeth. You shoot them at them and it chews up the enemy. A lot of fun. This good humor in this game as well. But you can go in guns blazing or stealth. You can get your bounties live or dead. Just tons of fun. Lots of upgrades in the game. There is some platforming in the game, but really fun combat. Really good time. So let's check out the trailer for the Oddworld collection. Alright, up next is another game collection called the Doinksoft Collection, and this has 3 complete games on it. It's got Gunbrella, Gato Robo, and Demon Throttle. So I won't get too deep into every game, but just to give you a general idea of what we're looking at here. So Gunbrella is an action platformer, and it's the story of a man's revenge about the loss of his family. And the Gunbrella is the primary tool and weapon that's used throughout the game. So it's used as your weapon, it's used as a shield, a glider, you use it to go down zip lines and other things as well. But the controls are spot on, and it's really fun weapon and tool to use. As you progress, there's different weapon types like saw blades, grenades, rifles. Really challenging game. Nice variety of enemies and environments and bosses. Really fun game. Then the next game is Gato Robo, and it's a monochrome Metroidvania. So it's, if you've ever seen the old Game Boy games, that's what it looks like. Monochrome, black and white. So he plays a cat, and your owner is driving a spaceship. He crashes his ship into the planet, and it reveals this like underground labyrinth. Well, you find this really cool, badass mech suit down there, and it fires phasers and missiles, and it's really fun. And there's also an underwater suit that you'll find, and then there's sections where you have to get out of your suits, and you're basically a one-kill kitty, so you got to be really careful. But the sections are really challenging, intense, but a whole lot of fun. There's lots of secret passages to find, collectibles and upgrades. Really fun game. And then the last game is Demon Throttle, and that is an 8-bit retro top-down action RPG slash bullet hell. So you play as this couple, like the guy's a gunslinger and the woman's a vampire, and you take on this demon king. So in the level, it's like it's forward moving auto scrolling levels, um, and you take on barrages of enemies, and there's environmental hazards as well. So it's a little bit weird in the setup though. So there's four main levels that you go through, but there's also the secret sub level that you have to find. You have to find all the secret sub levels in every level because you need these four chalices to take on the Demon King. It's a weird setup, but it's a lot of fun. The sub levels have the chalices you have to find, but also mini bosses, and at the end of every of the four regular stages are some good boss fights. The controls are really simple. It's fire, dodge, and switch your character, but tons of fun. It's about 5 to 7 hours. You can play single or co-op. Really fun, addictive gameplay. So here's a trailer for the Doinksoft collection. All right, our last title is a pretty interesting first-person dungeon crawler RPG called Labyrinth of Zangetsu. And really interesting premise in this game. So it's a world that's been taken over by the Ink of Ruin, and it spawns these ink beasts, and they're determined to finish off humanity. So there's this city of Ido, and it's one of the last pockets of humanity that remains. And this is where you are, and you've created this crew of mercenaries, and you're called the Ink Warriors, and you're determined to finish off the Ink of Ruin and make humanity safe. So it's a really great looking game. Sorry, my light went out here. Really great looking game with a unique art style. Colors sparingly used in the game for characters, environments, and enemies in the dungeons. And most of the game just looks like this really cool ink paintings, and with the whole theme of the ink. So it really adds a lot to the atmosphere of the game. So you and your crew travel to these different labyrinths, seeking out the enemies, and you go in a party of 6. So there's 3 in the front, 3 in the back. And the 3 in the front are typically your attack and defense characters, and then in the back you have ranged and magic characters. So after you get through the labyrinth, you go back to town, you level up and manage your party, you sell your loot, you get your upgrades, and the story advances as you conquer more and more labyrinths. Well, really fun game. It's challenging for sure, but it is rewarding when you get through the labyrinths. Because there's, as well as taking out the enemies, there's also a lot of exploration in the game. It's a lot of fun, and you find different treasures in the game. And there's tricks and traps that you have to watch out for in the dungeons. So, really solid dungeon crawler. So let's check out the trailer for Labyrinth of Zangetsu. That's it for Volume 25 and the Nintendo Switch Hidden Gems. Hope you enjoyed the game selection today. And if you found any games that you want to buy for your collection based on this video, I'd just appreciate a like and a subscribe. It mean a lot to me. So, if you want more hidden gems, please check out my page. I've got tons of videos out for PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch Hidden Gems. So until the next one, take care, may you be blessed, and I am out of here. See y'all.